What is up? Hey guys, real quick, right before we get into the video, I just wanted to announce that the channel is now going to be called Redline and Rust. It's going to be the same videos, same style. We're going to have better audio coming up in a couple videos here. Just bear with me through these next few videos. I'm still filming with my phone, but you know, once those few videos come out, I'll have some new equipment that we'll be using in these upcoming videos. So stick with us because we've got plenty of upcoming projects like this coming up that you guys have already seen on the channel a little bit, and the quality is only going to get better. The builds are only going to get better. I'd like to incorporate cars and Jeep truck builds in the future, so that's why we're changing the name to Redline and Rust, because with Redline and Rust, I feel like that's a name that just fits everything that we're doing here. So like with the builds in the future that I'd like to do with like the Jeeps, the cars, the trucks, things like that, I feel like that name fits for that stuff. And then the Rust side of that, I feel like it fits for what we're already doing here, which is restoring old equipment. Things like this, I'm considering Rust because it just sits around and needs a lot of work to get that thing running, but we're gonna do it. It is gonna happen. I'm just, trying to make sure that we cover all of our bases and kind of break up the content, make it more desirable for you guys, and we're not just doing the same thing over and over again. So hang with us because we're only going to be doing bigger and better things come 2026. The content's going to get better, the quality is going to get better, the builds are going to get better. So, hopefully you guys are enjoying it, and if you are, please stick around because we've got plenty to come. And with that being said, welcome to Redline and Rust, and let's get back to the video. Welcome to Redline and Rust, and today I went to an auction and I won a few things. Let's see what I won. So here at the shop, I've always had this mailbox. I've always said to myself, man, that mailbox really could use a little upgrade. Well, we're in the dirt work business, and this mailbox came up on auction. And so what did I do? I figured the only right way to do it is to get it. It's an excavator bucket. The bucket is the actual mailbox. You can see in there. And it's like got the arm and the cylinder and all that stuff like all up here. That's flipping awesome, right? That's a cool mailbox. And then second, I found this. This is basically you can mount this anywhere. It's a gas powered air compressor. Now, I paid $75 for this air compressor, and I do believe it will run. I just haven't tested it yet because it's got no battery, so I can't start it, but it is a key start. That's a nice setup. It's beefy. It's a huge compressor. Oil looks really good. The gas smells fresh, and I don't know, maybe it runs and maybe we mount it to the work truck. I am gonna do a series making the ultimate budget work truck out of this truck. And I really kind of want to include this in that because I think every good work truck should have an air compressor. So I would say that this already is a huge win because I looked up this motor, and this motor used in my area goes for about $1,100. It's the Honda GX630. I just wanted to make sure I said that right. And then that pump right there is a beefy, beefy pump. They sell them in Macon, Georgia, which is not too far from me, and they are known for really, really good pumps. So another cool thing that I got is this electric trike. I'm gonna have a video putting this together, but this is actually my wife's Christmas gift, and now you get to watch me unload it with ratchet straps really sketchily because it's in the bed of this truck, which is on the bed of this flatbed here. So yeah, let's see if we can get this thing unloaded. We have more auction items, but such as all these, but my wife is on her way here, so I gotta hurry up and get that in the container so she doesn't see that when she comes. Personally, I don't think you could have gotten much sketchier than that, using ratchet straps to lift that cart out of the back of that thing was sketchy. I'll explain why I got this for her in a little bit. But like I said, she's on her way, so I've got to clear some room in here so we can slide this in here and just close the doors so she doesn't see. And then, you know, I'll kind of maybe go into this a little bit now or maybe a little bit later in this video, but there is a purpose for this. There is a reason I got this for her, so I'll let you know that in just a few minutes. Okay, so now that that's over, I'm not in such a rush to get everything else done, so I'll go ahead and make sure that she's still on her way, and I'll make it look like I haven't started unloading yet, because she has no idea that I got this. So, another thing that I got was this beautiful F-150. It was a city truck. Sorry, there's a train. It's a city truck, and it only cost me $450 to get. It runs and it does drive, and it is relatively a pretty nice truck all around. The other thing that I got was this amazing 24-foot tilt deck, 12-ton tilt trailer. The deck is in rough shape, the axles are good, and honestly, I drove this 9.5 hours home, and I had to only add this tire because it didn't come with a tire on this axle. But it's got the multi-max suspension, so it's dualies. That tire's flat now, but it's been sitting for a while, so that tire's flat, but all the others lasted the 9-hour ride home. And it's insane. It tilts, the whole deck tilts back, and you know, you drive up on there. It doesn't have any ramps, and the lights don't work because somebody cut the pigtail, but I had a little Harbor Freight pigtail for it, and I brought my own ramps with me because I knew off the photos it didn't have any. But honestly, it transported it well, held its weight. Like I said, the boards are in kind of rough shape, but overall it's a pretty nice trailer for $400, because that's what I paid for it. I paid $400 for this trailer, and I think I got a steal. There's the tilt. I cut the pigtail off of it. This is the pigtail. Whoops. It was one of these 6-pin pigtails off of it anyways, so it's not like I would have been able to run it anyways, but could have gotten an adapter for it, so I'm not sure why they cut it off. But people do weird things all the time. Maybe it doesn't work, maybe something's broke on it. I have no idea. We'll figure it out later, but I'm gonna put a 7-pin on it so that way I can just connect it to my truck. It is a pintle, which is kind of sucky, but might even change that over if I can find a bolt-on heavy-duty hitch. But the pintle is nice because you can haul a lot of weight with it. But anyways, so this is it. Another thing I got off this auction is a hot water pressure washer. It's a 3,000 watt hot water pressure washer. There's a picture of it. And I'm gonna see if this thing is really all about the hype. I've been wanting a hot water pressure washer for a while. This one I probably overpaid a little bit for. We won't go into that, but I think that it'll be a good addition to cleaning things up like this truck, getting stickiness off of the doors, getting the grease and everything off of my skid steer, and things like that. One thing I have really been looking for is a 4-in-1 bucket. This is a Top Cat 4-in-1 bucket. I paid $475 for it, which I thought is an absolute steal. It has these big cylinders on the back of it, Very heavy duty, thick gauge metal. You know, you can see thick gauge metal. It's a Top Cat. And these buckets, you can see that's thick gauge metal. I have tiny hands. Big cutting edge, bolt-on cutting edge. Cutting edge in the back is bolt-on. It's got a welded vertical cutting edge on there, and obviously, you know, it's got little serrated teeth. It's got serrated teeth on this as well on the inside. And it's a big bucket. I believe it's a 78-inch bucket. Paid $475 for it. There's one on my marketplace right now in my town. It's used for $2,900. So I believe that was an absolute steal. So after buying all of that, and then about a 20-hour drive to pick everything up and come back home, I did that drive in 2 days, one night. Spent one night in Noonan, Georgia. Went to Muscle Shoals, got the trailer in one day, came all the way back to Noonan, and basically picked everything up in Noonan and Macon, in that kind of area, and then came home. So I'm pretty proud of everything that I got. I feel like I got a pretty good deal on most of everything. I know I probably did not get a great deal on the pressure washer. I know I could sell it for more if I wanted to, but I'm probably not going to sell it. I really would like to use it to clean up the burnt up skid steer that we've got to rebuild. My skid steer that has grease absolutely everywhere because it's never really been pressure washed before. And you know, I think it'll be a great addition to have to the fleet of machinery and equipment that I have around here. You guys let me know. You guys let me know if I did good with this purchase. You think everything's gonna work out? I'm gonna try and sell this truck for maybe like $2,000 or $3,000. We'll see how that goes. See if somebody comes by and get it. It's got the Triton V8 in it, so it is pretty nice. It's not a V6 truck or anything like that. It is a V8 truck. It's got the 4.6 in it. So you guys let me know. Did I make a good purchase? Did I have a good auction buy? Or did I royally screw up? I guess we'll see. So now that I've kind of shown you everything, let's go ahead and get everything unloaded, and we'll just take a brief look at everything as we get it unloaded. Okay guys, the mission was successful. She just came here. We talked a little bit about all that stuff. She has no idea that I got this as well. So she knows that I have something and she knows that it's in this container, but she doesn't think that I was able to fit this in the container. So let me tell you a little bit about why I bought this for her rather than like a ring or something. Like she has a ring, we're married, but like why did I get this for her? So my wife has wanted to start a bookstore out of, you know, an actual brick and mortar, but unfortunately brick and mortars are very expensive. It costs a lot to get, you know, all the supply that you need for it, the inventory, things like that. She had the idea to do it out of a Japanese K-truck. I don't know if you know what one of those are. I'll put a picture of one of them, like maybe right here or something. But basically, the Japanese K-truck is what she wanted to do. She wanted to have like a little bookshelf type thing built into the back of a K-truck. I thought that was a great idea. However, K-trucks are really expensive too. So I started looking and I found these electric trikes that have a dump bed on the back, just like a K-truck. They're a little bit smaller, but that means less inventory that we have to start out with, which means a little bit slightly cheaper startup. So I showed her one on Walmart. Actually sells these, and it's I think $2,800 or something like that. It's like $3,000 all in at Walmart. There's a few places that sell it a little bit more expensive, a few places that sell it a little bit cheaper, but she's like, yes, like, oh my gosh, that would be so cool, so iconic to have like the cute little trike with a thing on the back. So she was really excited about it, and she was like, you know, that's more, you know, within range. So she's been trying to save up with saving what money she makes off of the TikTok shop, but the TikTok shop takes like 30 days, 60 days to pay out. So that hasn't been like something that we've been able to do effectively because it just takes so long to get your money from the TikTok shop. So she's been trying to save up. She's got a little bit of money saved, and when I found this on the auction that I went to, where I got all this stuff, I was like, I'm gonna see what that goes for. And if it goes for cheap, like, I'm gonna get it for her and I'm gonna surprise it to her for Christmas. So, long story short, ended up going for, I think, $450 or $400. After fees and everything, it came out just under, I think, $500. And I got it. And I was so over the moon, and I'm so happy to give this to her. So I'm gonna make a video of us putting it together, and hopefully she'll watch it and see that, you know, I'm so proud of her. So, Kenzie, if you're watching this, I love you, and I'm so proud of you for doing this and taking the chance and doing it. I could not, like, you surprise me every day, and that's why I love you. You're amazing, and I'm very proud of you, and we're about to get you set up. But until that video comes out, let's go ahead and get this stuff unloaded, and we'll take a look at everything kind of individually. So my goal right now, sorry, another train. My goal right now is to get this truck off, which means we gotta tilt the deck back. But this trailer is really weird about tilting the deck, so I'm going to undo the straps and I'm gonna see if we can start tilting it just by backing the truck up. We'll see. Here goes nothing. There's a train coming, so it's about to get real loud. These are about to go down here soon. My property runs, the shop property runs along a train track, a double train track, so there's trains always coming through here. And they come up here, they go right about to there, and they stop and they back up because they're changing tracks. So, and it takes them like 40 minutes every time they do it. So I'll see you in 40 minutes because this is about to get real loud. It's about to start blasting the horn and stuff. Alright, let's see if this thing will crank up. I'm gonna see if I can back it up, and if not, then I might pull it forward, back up, and then hit the brakes and see if it'll, like, you know, kind of lunge it. We'll see. So as you saw, it did not start. It is dead. So I'm going to jump it real quick, and then we'll try it again. By the way, if you guys don't have one of these, they are amazing to have. I got the big one. You don't have to get the ones that are this big. They sell smaller ones, but these things are amazing. Sounds pretty good. Let's see if we can get it off this trailer. It might help if I undo the latch here. That might help. And we're about to get another train. This is 3 trains in one day. This is getting ridiculous. Anyways, I'll wait for this to go by and I'll be back. All right, let's try this again. Got the trailer unlatched now. Train's gone. Truck is running. All right. I'm realizing that we're definitely gonna need to add those ramps back because that's a pretty steep drop off for anything, honestly. Even a skid steer, that would be sucky. Let me change this camera angle a little bit. It's got like some steam coming out of the exhaust. I guess it's just unburnt fuel. It does smell like it's running a little bit rich or something. But anyways, I got ramps in the back of this truck, so I'm just gonna slide those out, put those under there. Okay, so I know that just looks really sketchy, but this is actually how I got it up onto the truck or trailer when I got the truck. This tilt trailer, super unbalanced, and like me standing on the back jumping on it, it won't even pick it up. So what I had to do is I had to put these ramps, which you'll see whenever the truck comes off of it, it goes all the way up. These ramps were like practically vertical. And then what I had to do was put a pallet on each of the ramps to kind of give that gradual incline, pull the truck up on it. Finally, it tilted the trailer down, and then I drove right up on. But this is what I did with the ratchet straps to prevent the ramps from sliding out. But anyways, let's try this again. So, as you can see, that's really sketchy. I mean, the hood of this thing is about the same height as that, so the ramps really need to be like way longer, maybe even fold in the middle and go up. But anyways, this is, I don't know. We gotta figure something out for the tilt situation. Maybe we can make it easier. I have no idea, but this obviously does not work because as you saw in that video, it literally started hanging on by the strap. If the strap would have fell or broke or something, it could have been a little bit worse. But these ramps are really heavy duty, super heavy ramps actually, but you know, they're not long, so they're made to go for that dump trailer. So, you know, anyways, let's get that stuff undone. All right, now that we got that sketchiness out of the way, let's back the truck up so we can get these items a little bit easier, and then we'll unload that stuff and take a look at it. So I know that these aren't the best way to unload things, but you know, kind of hard to get it any other way. Had a little tension on that guy, so grateful we didn't get hurt once that came out. It did kind of break the wheel here, so I am going to put a different wheel on it before I attempt the others. So just be careful when you're cutting these things, man. Sometimes they're bent up and under a bunch of tension, so we're just going to be careful cutting the rest of these. Since we got the grinder out, I'm going to go ahead and cut these too. So yeah, as you can see, the middle of it opens up and you can bulldoze with it like we did there for a second. You can use it as a grapple and like grab things, which is really nice. You can use it as a regular bucket, obviously, and then you can also like scoop up things the other way, if that makes sense. You can kind of blade back and forth both the same way. I really like this bucket. I think it was a great purchase. You might be asking, like, what's the point of it clamming and things like that? Well, you can use it to grab things. So let me find something to grab and we'll show that. Sorry, my phone died, but what I was trying to say was my favorite feature of the 4-in-1 bucket is the fact that whenever you get down, when you're moving a load of dirt, you know, you get down to that last little bucket full, and then it starts to get hard to get that last bucket full in the bucket without, you know, getting out and shoveling it in the bucket, because you're basically just pushing it around at that point. What makes this really cool is you can open the clam, kind of go on top of that little pile that you've got left, close the clam on it, and it'll like force it into the bucket. So you're not sitting there pushing it around and trying to get different angles, trying to get that last little bucket load in the bucket. Makes it a whole lot easier, a whole lot smoother, and a way faster. So that's what I personally like about the 4-in-1 bucket, is they just make life a lot easier. So the next thing on the list is this hot water pressure washer. So I'm gonna see if we can use this bucket to kind of just get the top off this thing so we can kind of peek in there and see what we got. Okay, so check this out. So this is supposedly it, the AGT Industrial. So basically in here we have our, this looks like the hot pressure washer side, the heater side. This looks like the engine side. I'm gonna go ahead and just pop this off this way, and we'll see. Looks like our wand is in there too. I'm gonna do like a little bit more in-depth overview of this in a separate video, but because this video is already kind of getting a little bit long and we still have 2 more items up there. Got whacked in the face. There's our hose. It says hydraulic hose, and they're using it as a like a pressure hose. That's interesting. We have our nice. It's actually, that's a pretty nice wand, honestly. Does it have the swivel? Oh, I don't think it does. Okay. Not really sure what this is. Maybe some kind of pickup tube for soap or something in a bucket, I guess. I don't know. Here's the owner's manual. It's actually nice that they include this. I was not expecting it. So it's showing water inlet valve here, and I'm guessing that gets hose clamped onto that, and I guess you're supposed to put this in water. But we're not going to do that. I'm going to redo this to accept an actual hose, and that way that's there. It has no oil in it, and it has no gas or diesel in it, but this is a diesel heater. So the diesel goes into this bottom tank here, gas goes in here. Obviously the gas engine pressurizes, runs the pressure washer side of things. The diesel actually will run the heater side of things, which goes down. There's a bunch of coils in there, and it's fire powered, and then it'll go in. Yeah, it's pretty neat. I'm not sure what the bolt's for, and the eye hook, and all that stuff. So, possibly maybe a bolt thing to go here so that way you can lift it places. I don't know. So in order to get this stuff off, I gotta unhook the trailer, which kind of gets me to this side of things. You saw it tilt back, you know, as we were unloading that truck over there. It's a very heavy duty trailer. It comes with two 12K axles, actually 4. If you look under here, it's called a multi-max suspension. But basically you have these small axles. There's brakes here and brakes on this axle. So there's basically 8 brakes on this trailer, which is insane. You've got brake here, brake there, brake there, brake there, brake there, brake there, brake there, and brake there. So each tire has its own brake, which is absolutely insane. But basically this is how it goes. And if you look here, you know, it's got cross strutting, you know, it's really nice, well-built trailer. That's the dampener to soften it going up and down. Make it nice and slow so it doesn't slam one way. And then if we look here in the back, it's actually cross-braced, which is super nice. I mean, that just makes it real strong and sturdy. I paid $400 for this trailer, and it was missing, you know, matching tire here. But I mean, for a 24-foot tilt deck equipment trailer with a 24,000 pound rating, can't get no cheaper than that. Does need a new deck. Some of the deck boards are worn through, but honestly, it held the truck fine. Nothing fell through, nothing even felt crunchy. All the crunchy stuff's kind of in the middle there. It's got these big, huge D-shackles all down it. And same thing here on the other side. It did have ramps on it, because it had the ramp holders right here, but they cut them off. I'm not sure what happened there. The guy said that they used this to put a paver on it. It was a city trailer. They had a paver put on it, but the paver wouldn't go up the ramps. So they cut the ramps off of it and built their own little ramp, but that little ramp that they built, I guess, didn't come with the trailer. So I didn't get that, but that's got a bar on this side. I do have the bar for the other side, but it was not attached. As you saw, that bolt was broken. So it's on the back of the truck right now. But this is this side over here. And you can see those beefy suspension there. Then you can see there's a brake on both sides on every axle. So that's pretty insane. But yeah, it is a tilt deck. Everything works on it. It does have a super nice jack on the front. And I mean, this is huge. Like I said, I have small hands, and you see that. I mean, it's insane. So yeah, as you can see, back here is a lot of graveyard almost. None of these run. One of those Packers does run, there's two of them. I'm gonna put this tarp over this, but this is my generator for my container here. It runs the lights and the air conditioning that's in there. And I just got a bunch of random stuff in here. I gotta get in here and organize all this stuff, but I got a Ford lawnmower back there that I'd like to restore and maybe make a video out of that. Got a snout machine that I've got for sale. It's actually a mobile fume extractor that I'm looking to sell. If anybody's interested in that, let me know. If you're interested in this, let me know. It will be possibly for sale. And I do believe that it has all the functions to run, but we are definitely going to check it out more in depth in another video upcoming and kind of go from there. All right, and for the last item, it's a mailbox out of an excavator. Like, it looks like they cut an excavator arm off in a bucket and turned it into a mailbox. So yeah, I've got that little rusty mailbox out there, and we're gonna replace it with this eventually. It's a little dinged up. Whenever they listed this thing on auction, it was pristine, but I guess them moving it around and everything just kind of scratched it up, which sucks a lot. But it happens, and I'm sure it laying on its side like this scratched it up even more. So I'm gonna scooch it that way, and then I will just, I guess, fork it off, and then I'll stand it up over here and make it look cool. So yeah, this is it. How cool is this thing? Like, it's a full-on mailbox. Yeah, as you can see, they scratched it up pretty good. It's a full-on mailbox. Check that out. You just undo it like that. Mail goes in. It's like a legit bucket in there. That's so cool. And then you put this up. It's made out of pretty thick gauge metal and stuff. You twist, that's it. She's in there. So my current one is right at 40 inches to the bottom of the door. So this one was what, 43, I think is what I said? Yeah, 43. So it probably is within spec. I mean, it's kind of the same as that one, so I doubt she'll mind. But I'm probably gonna end up having to do like a small concrete pad, and I'll just set this on the concrete pad and then bolt it down, drilling straight through this massive plate here. So that'll be interesting to do. Not quite sure how I'm gonna do that yet. But anyways, I don't feel comfortable just setting it on there because I'm afraid somebody's just going to steal the whole thing. And this was kind of expensive. Paid just right after all fees and stuff. It was like $300 for this thing. Which, you know, I just saw it and was like, I gotta have that. I've never seen something like this before, and I just thought it was really, really neat. So, you know, why not? You know, why not? It's got the little, everything's really thick gauge metal. I mean, that's real thick metal right there. So I don't know if this was an actual bucket that somebody turned into a mailbox, or if this was all just welded this way. I don't know, but regardless, it probably could be used as an actual bucket because it's that heavy. Anyways, I thought it was pretty cool. Anyways, that's probably gonna wrap up today's video. If you guys like today's video, please do like, subscribe, and please share this video. I love making this content for you guys, and I love going to the auction and showing you what I bought. I hope you guys enjoy it too. The next video is probably going to be me building that scooter in there, or the hot water pressure washer, depending on which video comes out before Christmas, because obviously I can't release that trike video before Christmas because my wife might see it. But a video might be coming out soon of either that trike or the hot water pressure washer, whichever one comes first. Anyways, have a Merry Christmas, guys. Thank you for tuning in to Redline and Rust, and I'll see you guys later.